Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Chill Stream. Tonight, of course, we will be doing um, coloring up Canadian Shield number 3. We are on page 3. We're almost done. We should be finished it tonight. We've just got to do page panel 4 and no 5 and 6, and we should be done that page. And here, let me just share this out. Of course, on the one, the only, the Twitters. And then let's grab the link and put it in our Discord. Oh, put that in the wrong thing, Bible stuff. I want to put it in the general. Okay, so there we go. So how are we doing tonight, people? For anybody that might be here that's willing to talk. Maybe there's nobody here willing to talk. Okay, so looks like we have some. Let's see. Oh, we need to fix this up for when we were doing stuff with the shadows last time. We ended up exposing that little bit of white. Okay, so let's see. Going to. There we go. There we go. Trying to figure out everything that I want to put in here. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so first off is his head. There we go. Now we're on the feet for skin. Okay, so of course, except for there. There we go. I don't mind that. That looks pretty good. And then, of course, now we're gonna get let's go over here. Do we want to put any sort of shading on the belt? See, I hate complaining, but when it doesn't do everything right, although I've given him I guess we'll do maybe a little bit of lighting on his head. Uh, just a little bit on that one spot. Mm. I gotta correct that. Mm. Mm. Okay. A minute or two. I want to grab something to drink. Okay, that is the phone book. I see it. Here's her. Okay, so now we need. Oh, that's panel 2. That's under background in panel 2. Shading. That's at 53, so we gotta put that back at 53 in a second. There we go. So, Apparently it's the skin, not the shirt. that we uh, that we should be shading at the moment. There we go. Gotta get this done tonight. Okay, maybe, just maybe, we'll get the right one this time. I'm not gonna put any real lighting on him. I don't think there's any need to. Oh, we got one mic, 5 views, 2 concurrent. We got 2 watching right now, it looks like, so that's good. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Okay. Okay, I closed that panel too soon because we got Canadian Shield, Manly Cougar, and we got John Sims done. But we have yet to get the background shaded and lighted. Okay, so I'm going to make it here darker because that's supposed to be the floor. Well, that ends up making that blending really much in with that brown cabinet, which I might make darker now. So we have the wall. Grab that color and we will come and we'll do a shade for it. But we're not going to shade any of the main wall. We're going to come in here. We probably should have done this with um, the last color as well. And I think we're going to shade in this doorway. Because in behind it will be a bit darker because it's A behind the door and you can't see clearly in there with the light. So the light won't be shining exactly right in there because it's just hard for it to get there because of where it is. Have this here. And again, for the same reason, we're going to do this here. Let's, however, take that off there because we don't need that color on that stuff there. I'm not sure whether I should do any coloring right on the floor. I don't think so. Don't think I'll do anything with the door. Unfortunately, I was trying to go with lesser of a color or darker, and it ends up going lining in more with the floor. I hate that one. Mm, let's grab this color. And we'll just color. There, just more shading. And then right there. Um, can't see any real light hitting anything. At least not to refresh it here. Quite different. So don't think I'm going to light anything there. So I think I am done with panel 5 now. I guess we're on panel 6 now. Now, normally with a background, I know how to light this. Uh, Somehow I'm just thinking you light shade it based on if there was a background. So, guess I'm gonna make this gray here. Uh, I gotta just do whatever. I gotta start doing this software because nobody seems interested on there. I did a thumbnail already. I should actually color these thumbnails in the Canadian Shield. Hey, Metal, how are you? Me, popcorn. I went and seen How to Train Your Dragon today. Live action with a friend. Hey, Tim. The excitement never stops here at Cross Commons. Well, it'd be a little bit more exciting if you people would be here. My condolences. So, Metal, have you seen the whatchamacallit? The promo? The song promo in full? Must be on another page. Yes, of course I have. With what person? Oh, person I went to see. It was actually pretty good. I liked it. I think there was some minor differences. I think you know what? None of these fingers have thumbnail or fingernails. I thought he had fingernails or thumbnails somewhere. I need to put thumbnails on Canadian Shield. Some thumbnails and fingernails. What's the questions about, Alpha? Fingernails are overrated unless it's a dynamic close-up. Too much detail most of the time makes it look dirty. Well, I guess I could see that. I just I just figured if there's a spot for them, should probably put them in. Because no, no ears. What do you mean no ears? Are you talking on? Yeah, I guess you would see the ears on this one, eh? That's a little too thick. Does that look about right? Do they look right? There's something wrong about them. I think. Maybe if I color them, will seem right. Nope. Oops, when we put the color on the right layer, yeah, that makes them look good now. And I forgot to do the shading on the head. Seems like a cast of close enough. I'm just impatiently refreshing, waiting for Genshin to come off maintenance for new patch. How is Genshin these days? I haven't played it in a while. Maybe once I get my own place or whatever. Well, I got my own place. Case, I mean, not cast. Seems like a case of close enough. And spell it right, Tim. I tease. It's still really fun. They are actually adding a new thing that can be done multiplayer with this patch. And what would that be precisely, or do you know? Wow, I'm minutes behind in the stream. Well, that's a little bit of a first. Why are you minutes behind, Alpha? Do you know? So I haven't picked them out, but I did go and get the cats. Well, sort of the cats for Thursday. I have like over 30 of them to choose from. Rekka seems to be one of the few creators that is a fix-it in-post kind of creator. It's like a new gauntlet-like mini dungeon for grinding equipment. Oh, okay. I'm not even sure what you mean by me fixing it in post. I will be going over this. I'm doing this all right now, Tim, and then I will go over it all later. Make sure I got everything right. Yes, tomorrow it's famous cats on Thursday. Comic book and animation cats. Although I don't own over 30 cats, but there are over 30 famous cats. No, I'm not getting a cat. Thursday's night topic for the Silhouette game is famous cats. And before I did this program tonight, I went looking for famous cats. Oh, cool. And I found over 30 of them. Actually, yeah, I did, but I didn't even, some of them I didn't even take, so. Yes, this is true. I do not need to be crazy catman. I can be a bit catty without any cats. So, do you know your famous cats? Or do you think you know your famous cats? I know I'm a cool cat. What are you, a top cat? I know Felix, Salem, Tom, Sylvester, Heathcliff, Top Cat, and Garfield. I don't think anyone else matters. What about Snowball? Does Snowball not matter? Does Stinky not matter? Does the Pink Panther not matter? Does Penelope not matter? Does Hobbs not matter? Does the Cat in the Hat not matter? Does Tony? Does Tigger? Does Shere Khan? Does Raj not matter? Does Figaro not matter? Lucifer? The Cheshire Cat? Does Puss not matter? Does Streaky not matter? Simba? Azrael? Abracadabra? Dexter? Did I say Luna? Isis? Bagheera? Duchess? I met Tony the Tiger. Hey, Fitzjoseph. Does Fitz and Gumbo not matter? There is also Sebastian Cabot, but I don't think anyone knows him. And strangely enough, they're not all female. Actually, I think most of them are male pussies. Hey, give me a sec. It's Jojo. I need to put my headphones on and get in the thing. The room. Hey, Mike. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. Well, I'm in the room. It's Jojo. Okay, so anybody think I need to actually put any lighting in the last panel? You know what? Just for those that haven't seen it yet, here goes. A man being transported through time by God. An angel appears telling him put on a nearby suit. And after that he must travel south. The suit on he is endowed with incredible powers. Canadian shield with the power of strength. Canadian shield with the power of speed. Canadian shield with the power of flight. Canadian shield with many more powers. Will fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need. Another man wanting to end his life. Canadian shield saves him in the nick of time. Now he lets the man know reasons to live. With this the man goes on to live many more days. Canadian shield with the power of strength. Canadian shield with the power of speed. Canadian shield with the power of flight. Canadian shield with many more powers. Will fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need. A villain appears and threatens many. Canadian shield rush to the scene. A battle ensues and blows are traded. The Canadian shield wins and many are saved. Canadian shield with the power of strength. Canadian shield with the power of speed. Canadian shield with the power of flight. Canadian shield with many more powers. Will fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need. The Canadian Shield 3 coming your way on Fund My Comic on July 5th, 2025 at noon Eastern Standard Time. Be there! Oh yeah! Canadian Shield rocks! Okay, so we are back on. My video's ended. So are you tonight, Fitzjojo?
Hi Rick, hi everybody in the chat as well. Alpha Proto, Mike Walters. I don't know if he's still here. Metal, yeah. So just right before coming on the stream, literally just before coming on, I was working on the concept trailer, for an anime series I'm going to pitch.
Oh, that's good. What is it called?
It's a fan animation. It's going to be a Pokemon fan animation.
Okay, cool.
Anime series. The reason why I'm doing this because no one really cares about my original property. So I might actually get some financial support to make this Pokemon a Pokemon show. If anyone actually, no one make a Pokemon show.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, like when I first started this channel, I first started doing stuff that well, at first I was doing, my characters, and I realized, what, very quickly, nobody cares about my characters, you know. So I did something to draw people's attention. I drew fan art. I drew characters that people knew. I put it in the title. I got people to my thing, and then once they were here, I also started implementing a little bit at a time my own stuff or talking about my own stuff while drawing, stuff that they would recognize that they cared about. So they would then hopefully care about my stuff.
Okay. And to answer Alpha Pro's question, I may download some models, but I'm mostly gonna a lot of stuff is gonna have to just make myself probably. But make myself probably. Uh, the money's going I spent on hardware, render farms, and voice actors, etc. That's where the money would go. I'm just hoping to get some attention for this. It's gonna be. I have some ideas for what to do with a Pokemon story. I don't know if Nintendo will allow any of this. That's the thing. I'm not. Yeah. Uh, the way what I'm doing with Pokemon is it's not obviously adults anyway. It's rated M or nothing like that. But it goes to the level of like it goes to the level of like a little bit a little bit more extreme than Digimon, or maybe like Digimon level content, or maybe a little bit more extreme than that. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that it goes places that I don't think the Nintendo will ever allow, such as people in Pokemon being killed.
Well, one, I don't think Nintendo owns Pokemon. They do most of the video game stuff, yes. Pokemon is owned by some uh, company, some comic company or whatever, over in Japan. I would figure because that's where it first originated.
Hmm.
So, yes, Nintendo may do a lot of the video games for them, and that's what they own the rights to, or somebody gets the rights to do it on Nintendo system.
No. I'm not. This is gonna be a fan animation. I hope people give me money to make the fan animation. But I hope. That's what I'm hoping. Now, but you're gonna see a trailer coming out very soon, like maybe this month. Hopefully.
Okay.
Maybe next month. I don't know. Now, I hope people give me money to make this show. But the thing is, I don't know if Nintendo will strike it down because of Hurst the Brain or anything like that.
Well,
Because
Nintendo Nintendo's not going to be the one to strike it down. Like I
there's
said,
Game Freak, but
because you're making an animation based on the series and all that, not right? Oh, Alpha saying Pokemon is owned by Nintendo. Okay, then I guess maybe they could strike it down. I didn't realize they owned it.
no. The thing is, people have made Pokemon fan animations before. The thing is, this has people and Pokemon being killed,
Yeah.
which I don't think Nintendo likes. Stories I have of all people and Pokemon being killed. It's not gory, but it's still people dying from Pokemon and Pokemon dying from other Pokemon and Pokemon dying from people as well. It's just all kinds of stuff. I have ideas for stories I want to tell with Pokemon.
Well, let's see. Let's find out.
Anyone?
He's saying it's Game Freak, and Game Freak's owned by Nintendo. Pokemon. I don't know Pokemon Go, but Pokemon. Let's see.
The thing is the content like that and the actual content. I'm not doing anything overly edgy or nothing like that. It's not hentai or anything close. It's not even. it's like
Yeah.
uh. So it's not anything. It's not even really gory. It's just but people in Pokemon do die. So I don't think is death a thing in Pokemon. I don't think it is.
Yeah, it says the franchise originated as a pair of role-playing games developed by Game Freak. From the original concept, its founder Satoshi Tajiri.
I know we all know that.
Well, I
But no, the
didn't,
thing is,
but
no, the thing is, I have some ideas I want to tell stories involving Pokemon. One is a Rattata who becomes he develops obsessive hatred of EVs and wants to commit genocide against EVs. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, right?
no, not really, not me, anyways.
Another idea is I have this little kid goes around uh fighting different Pokemon who are committing crimes, investigating Pokemon crimes.
um, you could probably definitely. I'm not sure how to say this exactly, but as long as you could. What you might want to do is set it in the quote unquote Pokemon universe, but create new Pokemon if you can.
I'm not doing
And
that. No, I'm not doing that. For the most part, I'm not doing that. Unless it's Ultimate
yeah,
Evolution or something. For the most part, I'm not doing. I'm just using the Pokemon like they actually exist in the lore, and then just doing stuff with them. Because keep in mind, Pokemon aren't named characters; they're species. So I could just.
yeah,
It's not the same. Yeah. So that's the thing. The characters will all have individual names, even the Pokemon.
yeah.
I love Alpro. I love it. I know Nintendo love taking down videos. What does the Metals think about this? So then I wonder what he thinks. Like and what does Mike Walters probably not here anymore. Uh, like what does Metal think about any of this? It's
Uh,
like a kid who
Alpha
is
says, Alpha asks, so are you going to use Pokemon but new trainers?
yes, new trainers, new human characters. I said not necessarily trainers. I the main character isn't a trainer. He's a detective. He's kind of like trying to be a detective.
So you're
Something.
trying to do
Yeah.
a sort of a Detective Pikachu type thing?
Well, well, well. I had like well, it's not well, kind of, sort of. I mean, the Pokemon's not the detective. The human is the Pokemon kind of help him. He
Yeah.
has a Pokemon who helps him.
Alpha
But
says, are you going to use a new town?
no, I'll probably use an established town. Established settings. Established towns. Like you just pull.
Now, does Pokemon just take place in the cartoons and that? Does it just take place in Japan or is it all over the world? What?
There is I think it's a fictional geography of a bunch of different made up regions and cities and towns and whatnot. If you don't know, Pokemon has a whole bunch of different made up towns and stuff.
Well, I can get that, but does their planet look anything like this? Is there like North America, South America,
Uh,
Asia, Europe?
I think that China was mentioned in one game, in the codex of one game. So I don't know. I don't know exactly if the exact geography the same
So,
of the
I
landmass.
guess my question is, with that, has any of it taken place? If it does have the real say countries slash continents.
I don't think it has the real countries though. I think it's different countries. I think it's different.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's different.
I get that they have their own fictional countries, but do they have the real countries as well?
Well, we don't know because again, I think China was mentioned in one game, so that's the thing. So I don't even know. So I don't even get it. I don't know if that's been retconned out or if that's still canon.
And the only reason I ask, of course, is because if they have and they haven't done anything in North America, you could possibly create something in your fictional version for North America.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm new to Pokemon because I was never into Pokemon as a kid.
Yeah, neither was I.
So
That's why I'm
I
asking
think
questions.
if Melo's in the chat, I think he could probably answer more of those questions than me. Like I'm still gonna do some research on it now. But but the premise is but the thing, the premise is, I have multiple ideas for what stories I can do with Pokemon. But that's have. But the thing, what I want to do, two ones I want to do is a kid has to fight Pokemon. He has a Voltorb as his Pokemon, as the detective. A detective kid who tries to solve mysteries and has a Voltorb as his sidekick, as his Pokemon. But Voltorb is my favorite Pokemon. So so and so he has to solve these mysteries and ends up coming into conflict with various Pokemon committing various crimes.
Okay.
Uh, so I did.
Okay. It's looking like it does, but it doesn't. It's just called different things
Yes, I
because it
know. Yeah.
says the first four regions and land of Kitakimi are based on similar regions in Japan. Unaova and Ola are based on parts of the United States. Golas is based on France. Galar is based on the United Kingdom. And then they go on to say other places.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, this is all just different. They exist, but they have different names or something. But the reason why no the reason why I'm particularly worried about Nintendo striking my ideas now, the story ideas I have is going to be particularly dark. As I mentioned, with I had thought of a story where Rattata wants to commit genocide against EVs.
And EVs are what exactly?
So Pokemon that can like that with special ability to evolve into any as a whole to every type of Pokemon. The type mean like grass, fire, water, etc.
Yeah, so they're going to be
So
killing. They're trying to kill other. He's trying or whatever is trying to kill Pokemon, not
the
people.
Pokemon's trying to genocide other Pokemon, trying to kill other Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're trying to kill quote unquote humans, they might have a problem with it. You're trying to kill, a bunch of Pokemon out in the wild or whatever, or something like that. They're probably not going to do much about that. I'm sure stuff like that's been done before.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Ball staff stores well. Some Pokemon try to kill humans. Or worse. Our Pokemon try to enslave humans. Oh, all kinds of messed up stuff happens. It's just yeah, some Pokemon. So exactly. So I don't. Exactly. So it's just the content of what happens in the story. That's why I'm particularly scared of Nintendo might strike it down if it ever gets made.
Yeah.
But I have ideas for stories for Pokemon. Just I'm not spoiling too much. Try not to spoil too much. You can ask them the questions. You can. I wonder what Alpha Pro is going to say in the comments. in the chat right now about what exactly am I doing here? Ask me what exactly am I doing here? It's not gory and there isn't any explicit sex or anything like that. It's just touches on some extremely dark themes that normally only Digimon will touch. I mean, this in terms of content, this doesn't go much further than like Steven Universe, and that was a kids show on Cartoon Network. And I like Steven Universe, by the way. The content doesn't really go much further than,
Yeah.
well, maybe a little further. I don't know. Let's see you drawing the Canadian Shield some more.
Yeah, I'm on page 4, coloring. Just going through each panel and coloring up the Canadian Shield.
Yeah. I expecting. Yeah, I was just expecting Alpha to ask me some questions on this, like some more questions on this on this Pokemon thing I'm doing.
I'm sure if he's got any other questions, he'll ask them. He might. Some of the ones that I asked might be the ones that he was thinking of. I don't know, but I know nothing of the world of the Pokemon, or very little.
Dying. Yeah, I'm literally just making the trailer for that before I came on here.
Well, that's good.
Just trying to get that 3D scene set up. So
Yeah. You're probably going to have to make a few episodes first to get people interested. Yeah, you can do the trailer to attract, but then you got to probably do enough few to get them interested to want to come back.
Is making animations hard.
Oh,
I wouldn't. That's the thing.
I wouldn't think any other way.
I ain't gonna need money to make an episode. That's the thing. I don't have money.
Yeah, well, I get the money part.
I need SPK voice actors and stuff.
You know, you can create yourself a Patreon and all that.
Yeah, have a coffee, but no one donates to it.
Yeah, well.
I'll link at the end of most of my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But I don't think, dude, more people know what Patreon is than coffee.
People know more what Patreon is, or even the conservative ones for Subscribestar. I've never even heard of the coffee thing. Myself.
Okay, so we got I mean, I have to pay voice actors because fine, like, so that's the thing. I don't need I don't need there are probably also some tricks I can do to speed up the rendering time of the animated scenes and stuff. It probably won't. Yeah, Yeah. So like, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, also the thing is, I think you might have to do either get some volunteers to do it at first, voice actors, or you might just have to do it yourself. Try and do different voices.
no. I'm gonna need actresses as well.
Well, then you're gonna have
Kind
to try and get somebody to
of.
do. Well, either you do find a girl that was willing to do for work for free or cheap, or you're gonna have to fake the
Yeah.
female voice at first as best as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's the same problem with the projects, my own original projects. Like I want to make.
Yeah,
Like I gotta find some voice actors or something for these. Or some of these. Yeah, so like
yeah,
that's a,
you
yeah.
know, like
So
maybe you can get some people that you know in real life to do some, women that you know in real life to do the voices. Uh, Alpha says, I see a lot of Pokemon fan animations uploaded. They do pretty good when it comes to views. Yeah, I guess the thing is, you're probably not going to be able to monetize the videos, but you're going to have to, um,
around Patreon and stuff.
Patreon and somehow monetize it through Patreon, letting people, see stuff ahead of time or the process. Um, you might want to look into how, say, reaction people do their Patreon setups and all that. People who react to films and stuff like that, TV shows. A lot of them have Patreons to get money, because they can't have their videos monetized otherwise, or what's the name of it? The various movie companies or whatever just take the money.
No. The thing that no the thing here is that you have I'm gonna need some uh the thing is the thing here is that the actual content of the story may seem a bit crude or something crude or something because I'm because I did not, if you don't know, I'm making this no secret, but I did not like Detective Pikachu, but the but but the thing is I'm not really following Nintendo's censorship policies, but I'm not making it R rated either. Still suitable
Yeah,
for kids, but it's kind of like what you normally see on Cartoon Network. If I have to use that as the best example, at least what you used to
yeah.
see on Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network is basically dead now.
And yeah, I got no problem with that. Heck, I got no problem with whatever type of animation that you want to do.
But what I'm saying is that the content was some stuff that'll probably never be allowed in Nintendo adaptation. So it's still suitable for kids though. So that's the thing. Like
Alpha says you could use AI voices.
again, I'll stay away. I shy away from AI. I mean, the only time I ever used AI was in that video I did with XCOM. Even then, it's not really a project or anything like that. It's just a series of let's plays tied together with AI narration.
I get wanting to stay away from it, but unless you can get people to do stuff for free, you might have to do it as much as you don't like. If you can find something for free or cheap. Uh,
Because most people understand that I have talent. So why would I use AI? Most people use AI because they don't have talent. Like
yeah, but like you said, the women voices you're not sure about, you know. So,
That ain't just that. I need women to voice kids as well. So,
there are some shortcuts to CG computer generated animation. Keyframing takes the longest. There is a Dragon Ball fan animator named Devil Artemis that uses Dragon Ball characters and any model he can find.
no. See, no. See, it's not the keyframing that takes long. It's obviously. Obviously, all of it take all animation is always gonna take a while, but the main thing slowed me down is the rendering because my computer does not have a graphics card. So it's really the hardware that's hold me back for the most part.
Yeah. Um, and Alpha is actually, and his job is as an animator too. So,
Yeah, I've keyframe animation before.
yeah.
So we got always, I'll be honest. We gotta keep playing the animation back, and then make sure everything is synced up properly to the audio, including mouth movements and body movements. Just make sure that everything's synced up properly to the audio.
Yeah. If you keep the camera in place, you can use 2D animation image for the background. That way, you won't have to render the background with the character.
In fact, that's what I was gonna do. That's what I was gonna ask you to do for the snowdrift animation. I'm probably gonna have to work on that to get started on that soon.
Yeah, I gotta get some stuff done for that myself. I gotta get the
Yeah.
set. I gotta get the second character drawn up for you. Well, I'm gonna finish Snowdrift so you know what front and back look like.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get started. Yeah, I gotta get started on snowdrift soon. Yeah. So one see the Pokemon has a wild setting, technical, but the problem with it is that Nintendo will not allow it to be used to its full potential due to their extremely strict censorship and kind of enforced G rating. You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying for sure.
Like plus so a lot of Pokemon adaptations can't really do much beyond just silly antics involving characters who have a specific job in this world and then they interact Pokemon. That's it. This character is a Pokemon trainer. Wants to become a Pokemon trainer. This character is on a cruise ship, a hotel for Pokemon or something like that.
He said,
Like
"Go ahead."
well, I want to do a story about a kid detective who has to deal with evil Pokemon.
Alpha says maybe you can post in two places: a censored version on YouTube and an uncensored version elsewhere. Yeah,
It's not so much. No, it's not visual content. It's the topics that's coming up. Like it's not gore or nudity or anything like that. It's the topics that come up. Like topics like slavery and genocide and stuff that Pokemon normally doesn't deal with. That's what I mean. It's not visual anything visual that you would have to censor.
yeah.
I mean, I know other children's cartoons have dealt with all these topics, but it's just that Pokemon is just aimed at such a young audience.
I don't know what they've dealt with or what they haven't. Like you said, Alpha's watched up to Silver, he said, so he would know a little bit more than probably both of us topics that they've dealt with or not dealt with. If it's not visual, I think you're okay. Yeah, he's saying there's not going to be good gore. It's just the topic of whatever might be at hand. Okay, so let's see. Like this hand, this hand. Face. I know a Sonic fan and Dragon Ball Z animations get a lot of attention. Yeah.
I wonder if had anybody done a Sonic meets Goku animation? Probably. Mm. Uh, the thing I'm, yeah, because yeah, things I'm doing, yeah, things I'm doing is like imagine if, uh, uh, because another thing is that I have no issue with the main character killing some Pokemon. So
Yeah. The only thing that I would say too is, like I got with doing Pokemon, is that the crowd that you want to attract for your own stuff later on? Like me, like I did a lot of superhero stuff. I did some anime stuff too. Um, when I was doing my drawings to attract people to the channel, you want to make, and I wanted superhero people because my characters are superheroes. So you want to make sure whatever you're doing, the animation, I get doing that. You want to make sure that's attracting the crowd that you want for you to get to your own stuff as well.
but the thing is, my characters technically are superheroes, but superhero crowd's not gonna be interested. It's not interested in most of my characters. I know that already because I've been yelled at on the live streams by Desmond K and Trey McHale for my awful ideas. At least they say awful ideas. So
Well, that's just by the people that you've talked to that you know. Unfortunately, sometimes you got to find the niche crowd within. Like I do Christian superhero comic books. That's a unique genre, and not everybody that's into superheroes will be for that. So it's finding even the right crowd within whatever genre you're working in.
Look at me.
But it's up to you what you do. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do or not do. I'm just saying this is something to think about in doing it, because
Uh,
your ultimate goal is to attract them to your own, to get them to your channel, right, and then let them know about your stuff eventually, right?
yes.
So you just got to make sure that the crowd that you're getting will be interested or might be interested. Is all I'm saying. So, but like I said, it's up to you what you do.
Yeah,
I'm not
because I
saying
don't know.
not do it. I'm just saying it's something to think about.
Yeah, but what I want to say is that a lot of my stories have weird monsters and aliens and whatnot in it as well. So,
Yeah, well, that's all right. I don't mind weird monsters.
so, so I don't know how much or overlap that is with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I know about Pokemon universe is that the term Pokemon is very loose in general. Basically, anything that isn't a human is a Pokemon. You know what that means? Do you know what that means?
Sort of, or it probably can be, because obviously they have plants and they have buildings. Those are not Pokemon.
No, 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 no. That's alive that's not a human is a Pokemon.
Yeah. But do they have like regular animals like horses and cats?
No,
Regular.
just have Pokemon. Wildlife is Pokemon. Everything's a pocket monster. Wildlife is Pokemon. Ghosts are Pokemon. Um, aliens are Pokemon. Gods are Pokemon.
Yeah, it means pocket monster. Yeah. I get that. That's what it means. So.
Oh, so and that's how Pokemon universe works. Like, there I know you notice, but there are some ghost Pokemon that used to be human when they were alive. It's a very weird world. No one thinks about the ethics of capturing the souls of humans in balls and then forcing them to fight each other. No one,
Yeah. Well, since Alpha knows, maybe the reason the Pokemon are evil because they're possessed by a ghost Pokemon who used to be serial killers. He suggests. And Alpha, is there stuff like horses and cats and dogs in in Pokemon?
no, they aren't. There's no regular wildlife. Everything's Pokemon.
I just since he had watched it more or whatever. That's the only reason I asked him. They have different animals that represent real animals. Okay.
Like for example, there's a type of Pokemon called a Miltank that's basically a cow.
They have Pokemon that present real animals. Okay. Just because
So so did like for
the
example,
only reason.
like I said.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Like I said, there's a Pokemon called the Miltank that's basically a cow. There's a Pokemon called um there's a Pokemon called Meal Tank. That's basically a cat. Wait. So not Meal Tank. Meowth. That's basically a cat.
Yeah, and the
That's
only reason I asked is because, you know, like Alpha said, Pokemon means pocket monsters, so or pocket monsters. So I was thinking, like, okay, everything can't be a quote unquote pocket monster.
yes. Everything is. Everything that's not human. Everything that's not human is alive is a pocket monster.
Taurus, and that is a bull.
Yeah, Tauros is a bull. Yeah. So a lot of this will come up in the story. Yeah, but so they're not all they're not the world this world's equivalents of mythical creatures. They're equivalent of literally all creatures that aren't humans. Some Pokemon are actually inanimate objects that come to life. That brought to life through supernatural forces. Unnatural forces. Like Voltorb, which is my favorite type of Pokemon. They're actually Pokeballs, created at power plants that come to life due to excess energy or something like that. They're literally inanimate objects that come to life, given life.
Uh,
Like some of them are literally inanimate objects that just given life. so, so now it's animate. Now I think one Pokemon is literally a sentient computer virus, a sentient computer program.
that's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Well, what else is anybody else in the chat stuff Alpha Proto says about it? I know, it's
Yeah.
not the only person here.
Now you were saying your world is basically um, aliens and monsters or whatever. You,
Yes. I mean, I have superheroes, but the superheroes in this world are not the same as like
yeah,
DC or Marvel.
yeah. Well,
Like
no,
for example,
the only reason I ask is because again, I don't know a lot about it, and I know Pokemon are probably a hell of a lot easier to animate. But
um,
you could. What about setting this doing like Dragon Ball fan series? But then again, I guess it wouldn't work the exact same because there's nothing to go uh, kill easy because you know I just
that's much harder
use
than anime.
Dragon Ball as a thought because of you know aliens and all that.
It's much harder than anime.
Yeah,
Uh, uh, but for example, in my world, monsters, they hide from humans are somewhat common in that they can be heroes or villains.
yeah.
But
Pokemon.
yeah,
He says Pokemon is more open than Dragon Ball. There's that too.
yeah,
Like I
exactly.
said, I was just thinking because of the nature of Dragon Ball and the nature of what you're trying to.
Do my own story. My own stories aren't really
Yeah,
action. That some not really that action focused. I mean, some of them are, some of them aren't. The thing is, like I mentioned before, my main one of the superheroes I thought of is a clown called Goofanoid. He doesn't have any superpowers.
yeah.
Really, just a regular human with print gadgets, which apparently some people can't wrap their heads around because the prank gadget thing hasn't really been done anymore past 20th century.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time you seen a character use prank gadgets in a comic book before? I
Use
mean, I know they have, and
yeah. It's been a few
I
years for
said,
sure.
I mean, this I know both Toyman and Prankster have the all the gadgets and stuff like that, but very few characters nowadays even do anything like that.
Yeah.
And
Mary something girl of a thousand gimmicks. When they did the Tangent universe, the Joker and that did use pranks and all that. And these were heroes. And I know there's probably a few others that I just don't know of offhand.
yeah, but they don't even use those characters anymore because they're outdated. They're seen as outdated apparently.
Well, it's not. I don't even think it's because they're outdated. They just did not become popular. And if it's not popular, if it's not popular, they don't use it usually.
Yeah, like a trickster. Yeah, but the problem with I see in my mind the problem with those characters is that they fight the wrong hero. But prankster is fighting Superman. You see the problem with that, right?
Yes and no. It's a different sort of challenge for Superman. Yes, Prankster is not on the same level physically with him, you know, but Superman having to put up with this annoying guy with all these gadgets or pranks, he has to use a totally different skill set. He can't just muscle his way through it. Yeah, I guess he could pick up Prankster and just take him off to jail that way, but
Obviously.
but to solve a crime or whatever, maybe even to capture him, he's got to find him, right? Or he's got to
No,
deal with.
Toyman's usually better at that than Prankster because Toyman is way more advanced than Prankster is.
Yeah, but it's the same difference, like one's just a little better, but you get the point,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different thing. It's like with absorb, like my next issue, no, my fifth issue of Canadian Shield, I think it is. He's dealing with a guy that just deals drugs. So the Canadian Shield's way above him in power level. But how does he deal with a guy just guns and running, and that can get out of jail in like about 5 seconds, because he's got some good lawyer, you know, before, Canadian Shields walked away, the guy's on the street,
Okay. Wait. He deals drugs. That's a crime. It's not a power. That's not a power skill set.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
drugs. What's his skill set exactly?
No, the guy really has no real skill set. He's got some weapons and all that. Like some guns here. See whether I can bring up his bio. No, I don't even have. Oh, here. No, I don't even have it on there. Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't have it offhand, his history and that. Hopefully I can find it. Hopefully I don't have to make it again. I hope it wasn't on my other hard drive that I can't access to. I hope it was more than there. But I've written a script with it in, like him in. No. Dog.
Okay. Let's going back to that conversation. Trickster is a Flash villain.
Yeah.
Now he's more familiar with the Flash villain than compared to Captain Boomerang, but still, you see the problem here. And like I
Yeah.
mentioned before, I think I mentioned this before, but yeah.
You know, like here's page one panel. Dust fires guns. You ain't getting me, coppers. Dust running down an alley in Sault Ste. Marie. Dust firing towards the direction he came from. Dust jumping on crates over a fence. Now try and catch me, you pigs! Cop car pulls up in front of alley. Oh, Dust thinks to himself. Oh, great. Now what the frig am I going to do? Dust sees a door leading into a building. Dust busts the door open minutes later. Great. Now I'm on top of this building. What the frig do I do?
I only see that image you was covering earlier. I don't see anything else.
Yeah, I don't got the thing up for people to see this script. I'm just reading it in front of me. I went up on
Okay.
Canadian Shield in front of Dust, hovering just off the top of the building. Canadian Shield. Might I suggest surrendering? Dust. Who the freak are you? And no, you may not suggest that because it ain't an option. Then you'll have to force me to take action. Dust fires at Canadian Shield. Like heck, you're gonna do anything to me. Bullets bounce off Canadian Shield. Dust. What the frick are you made of, buddy? Steel? Canadian Shield. Not that I know of. Canadian Shield grabs the guns out of Dust's hands. Canadian Shield crushes the guns with his hand. Canadian Shield grabs Dust by the shirt collar. I will now take you to the authorities, and I would suggest you not struggle, lest I lose my grip, or your shirt rips and you fall. Canadian Shield floats downwards. What do you mean by fall? Dust looks downwards. Ah, that's what you mean. Dust being given over to the police. Dust being put in the back of the car.
And he gets out because he has good lawyers apparently. But
Yeah.
I gotta understand. I gotta understand more about that character. If you mean for it just really makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Uh, mm, yeah, because I have a couple of drug dealer villains as well, but the main one for one of my other characters, Schaefer, is a rapper, so at least it makes some kind of sense. Uh, but yeah, but the thing is, I have a character, Goofenord, who's a prank gadget hero, which has never been tried before, and it's a clown, a jester character, and fights against the main villain of Goofenord I have is a character called Professor Payne. I thought about doing design for it and releasing it on Twitter, but no, I knew nobody would care, so Professor Payne. I could design just that design his helmet or even the entire costume. It's like a guy in a suit of metal armor, it's plain metal plate. Who that kidnaps people and builds torture devices. He's based off of Jigsaw Killer. So. But I don't. Yeah, but no one's interested. Apparently, nobody's interested in that though. That's the thing.
Well, it's just saying it. You know, you might have to draw some of it up or whatever. It sounds vaguely interesting. It's just putting it into a form that people can see to get their interest.
Yeah, because I thought the idea of a clown fighting that, just a character fighting that, is just uninteresting to most people.
Yeah.
So the clown guy fighting a torture technician guy. That doesn't sound interesting to most people because it's mainly the clown guy part that holds it back. That's no one's interested in.
Well, a clown guy fighting another clown guy could be interesting. Depends on how.
But
There's.
he's not fighting another clown guy. He doesn't have other clown villains.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you said. Sorry, my bad.
No, a clown guy fighting a torture technician guy.
Yeah,
So
I think you could do it. Yeah, it would. It's gonna take something for sure. Um, it's like you said. It's the execution of the idea, and sometimes some people are better at explaining the execution of an idea, and maybe that's your problem. You're not explaining, getting people to see the execution of the idea that you have in your head to
mm,
people,
yeah.
and a
Uh,
lot of people can't see beyond their nose, for lack of a better way of
because
saying.
because I do bring up the roles gallery of my heroes, but there's no
Yeah,
one cares. Nobody thinks
yeah,
about the relationship between that and the hero. They just
yeah.
think
Well,
they just yeah they just
yeah,
I have a whole bunch of villains to go from North Plan. I have mad scientist zombie woman.
yeah. And I know what that's like because I've got 50 zillion built characters too. And you know what? Most of
Yeah.
them people aren't interested in yet.
Mm,
You've got to get them interested in you. You got to get them to you, get them interested in you, and then introduce them to your stuff in a way that they'll be interested in it. Like by drawing it up. Like if you go back on my channel, yeah, I drew up Canadian Shield, and people after I got a few people there here, and I talked about him, a little bit, different things. I didn't know a lot about. I knew a lot about him, but didn't know a lot about him at the same time. And I said just enough to pique their interest, and see, you're telling people about this character, and they don't even have a visual reference,
I didn't know
right?
they have a visual reference of Goofenord, but they say it looks awful.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
They
Yeah.
say it looks awful. They say it looks awful. The design looks awful. It's like yeah, because
Do
the
you do you
suggestion.
have a picture of him?
Yes, it's an orange jester. I tried to do a campaign for Goofenord. Nobody funded it.
Well,
You can just search Goofenord Indiegogo and probably find the old campaign. He's an orange jester character.
yeah. Well, see, the thing is, it's hard to do a campaign when nobody knows who you are.
But people knew who I was, and they just making fun of me. So I just don't even care anymore.
Uh, yeah.
So
Well, yeah. But what I mean is, like, on that, how long ago did you do this campaign?
I think 4 years ago.
I might have heard of you back then, but I didn't know much about you at all. And I still, oh man, I probably don't know a lot about you still. But as you come around, people get to know you. And you do this a lot. You do put yourself out there a lot, and but you unfortunately you gotta put yourself out there more on a regular basis, and maybe just on your channel. And you're starting to with your gaming stuff. Getting people interested. Now it's something else. You're expanding into wanting to do this series with the Pokemon. Again, it's something hopefully to draw people in. But unfortunately, the thing is that we don't like it takes time. Not all of us can have an overnight success. Most of us don't.
Yes.
Like I've been at
Uh,
this 6 years and I haven't even hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm coming close.
I had an old YouTube channel before that though. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I did a lot of content for. So that's a uh, that's the thing. Uh, yeah. Right now, I'm making a comic about a villain of one of my future heroes because making the main comic itself would be too hard without any money. So, I told you about Captain Metal before, the cyborg guy.
Yeah.
Right? Uh, his villain is a bald guy. Well, because again, it's a genetically modified super soldier that I mentioned before. He's is based off Agent 47, which is a character that I think is somewhat popular, but there's no one really knows about outside video games.
Yeah.
You know what Agent 47 is, right?
No.
Exactly. Outside
But then again,
the
I
main
don't.
character,
I play video games, but not a lot.
that's the main character of the Hitman games.
The what? Games?
Hitman.
Oh, I haven't even heard
Hitman.
of that. Okay, so we've got some of this in there. It's very rudimentary. Can get an idea of what this is looking like, the colors, because we're going to be ending in the next couple minutes. I'd say anything you want to promote, but I think we've been talking about what you want to promote over the last few minutes or more.
Yeah.
Which is basically your channel and your Pokemon spin-off that you want to do.
Fan animation. I want to do that. Like I said, I'm gonna release a concept trailer very soon. Like might be this week, might be almost the end of this month. I don't know.
Yeah. And as what's his name, Alpha was suggesting earlier too, maybe do them in like 5-minute segments. But that's what you were saying before that you can do. You can do about 5 minutes worth of animation. The question is, do you think you could do once a week or once every 2 weeks? Hey, Outcast.
I don't even think I can do it once a week. That's the problem. I'm just one person.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it once a week. I mean, once every few months. Unless I get actual money coming in that I can actually pay a render farm, my computer doesn't have to render it.
Yeah. Well, like you said, at first you might have to see whether you can get some friends to do it for free. Like I'll do a voice for you if you want, and I'll do it for free. And it's just getting some people around. And then, like I said, maybe to some women that you know in real life, maybe get them to do it for free if they will. Read a few lines. It's Fitzchozo, Outcast.
Yeah, I've tried most people don't even know who I am. It's Fitzchozo.
Yeah.
I've been on these streams before, so.
Yeah. Well, then you're not on a lot, so they don't recognize your voice yet. Sometimes even when I've had Dillard on, people have asked who's Dillard, and most people in my chat know who Dillard is. So.
I mean, I be in chats quite often, so.
Yeah. Well, chat is something different than hearing your voice. So. So we finished page 3, Outcast, and he says, cool. Hi, Fitzchozo. And I started on page 4 getting things colored up for it. And now we are at the 12 mark, and it's time for me to end for the night because I got to get up early and go to work tomorrow.
Goodbye, Rick.
Okay. We'll talk to you again, Fitzchozo. You're welcome anytime. You just got to let me know that you're going to be in the back. So.
Okay.
Okay, everybody out there. Sorry, you came a little late, Outcast. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We will see you hopefully tomorrow. I will be back on about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening doing some more coloring for Canadian Shield 3. We're going to be here a lot more. And of course, next week I won't be here at all. But we will be having our videos up during the week. I'm getting videos ready that will be launched while I'm off up at my dad's. So, bye for now. Good night. God bless. Have a great night, everyone. Love you all. God bless.